Okay, so we have ourselves a bit of a live ladder situation, and we're doing a point of view, which I don't usually do when it's live, because I normally want to see if it's been an interesting game or not. But this time we have Soup, one of the top guys on the ladder, playing as Loki, and he is going for his ox cart strategy. If you're watching this and you think, what the hell is this guy doing? He has made a tip about this, a YouTube video with a tip. And basically, it's maps with lots of goats. You build lots of ox carts out to then get more goats. And he's also found the Illuminati priest that he's just going to keep hitting so that he knows this guy is not going to get any goats. This is huge brain stuff. Is this guy 1100? This guy, look at this. But there is a baboon of set. For some reason, I didn't see that he was set, even though I said he was set beforehand. I was like, he's distracting the one unit that can actually do that. The issue is with the ox cart is that it has no line of sight at all. I mean, look at this. He's in the dark, the poor guy. But you might think this is super strange. So he's doing this because ox carts are super cheap for Loki. But then also, when he gets... He's really trying. When he gets to the next age, or, well, whenever he builds a temple, he can get Eyes of the Forest, which makes your line of sight when you're next to trees and stuff really, really big. So you can just sit these on tree lines, and they do become useful. Oh, even more useful. Look at this. Finding goats, basically running past berries, running past polar bears, whatever, gets you loads of line of sight. So it is useful at some point. Basically like an obelisk, like a moving obelisk that just costs 5 times the amount. But hey ho. Maybe not for Loki. No, it is 5 times the amount, isn't it? Yeah. Or 10 times the amount if you're Isis. But he has found a lot of goats. We will do a goat check when these guys get up to the next stage. We will briefly look at the whole map. I mean, look at it. It's finding all the goats. Ox carts, OP. The ox cart rush that ChatGPT says is viable is actually viable. I haven't done that for a while. I did that on the old game. Oh, looks like the ox cart needs to come back. Otherwise, he's going to lose these ones. The issue with this is that it's so micro-intensive, it's ridiculous. Because you've got so many ox carts that have no line of sight. Like, how many of these does he have? He has 5. I mean, 3 of them are sat at home now. But he did have... This one was scouting earlier too. He wouldn't build an ox cart here. There'd be no reason to. So he could just drag it underneath the town centre. What kind of advance time do you get with this? Because I advance now. That's what I like to do. I like a 4-minute Loki with a bit of pressure. It's the build I've been going for. If you want to see how to do it, I made a video about it. It's a Loki guide for putting on early Hersa pressure. And he's going for, was it 5? Going to be 5 dwarves on the gold. The thing about this is that's so many. Like, even when you have 4 on gold and then you build out some Hersas, you just end up with so much gold. It's ridiculous. So what I end up doing is, oh, that was actually turned off. It wasn't. It was an extra gatherer coming out. Ignore me. It's because he does this auto queue thing that I don't really do. But basically, if you end up having 4 here, you need to put dwarfs on other stuff if you're just building Hersas. If you're building other units, maybe you don't have to do that. And it looks like there is going to be a gatherer coming over here to shank down the priest. It's like infantry damage vulnerability to hack, -5%. It's basically better hack armor. That's going to be really, really nice up against the Norse player. So that's why Illuminati wanted that one, because Norse basically only has hack damage. So why not go for that one? And there is a house in the middle of nowhere. And it's going to be a Heimdall angle. So maybe the extra gold is to get the Einherjes out. Maybe getting your Rigsthula, that costs gold, doesn't it? So that's going to be the reason for that. And Illuminati, we said in the last game, as he's been playing a lot of set, his healing micro is on point. So you do have to be cognizant of that one. And Mr. Bjarnason, going to be grabbing that one. Taking it away. It's also going to be nice up against the Axemen. The Axemen have ridiculous hack armor. And we didn't do the goat count, did we? So goat count is 21. 21 to... What do we move this side? So this is 13? Looks like 13. 21 to 13. So the ox carts did something. Maybe not too much. But normally you only have one scout, so you would normally be losing that. Nice bit of garrison is in the next stage, so the Anubite's going to lose this to Mr. Thornstein the White. And Great Hall going up at some point. But yeah, it's going to be Rigstula. So lots of dwarves into Rigstula. It is gold. Yeah, 150 gold, 18 favor. So these little scraps is quite nice for Soup, to be honest, because he wants this favor. He wants that 18 favor. He wants to get this Rigstula. Or actually, he wants Safeguard first. So potentially wants to go for a second town center or something else. He does like these spicy strategies. Also just sent one villager here. One villager over here to do the caribous. Maybe he just wants it for the favor. Could be an option. And going pure dwarves. It is fine to go lots and lots of dwarves to gold. Purely because there is a second gold mine here. It doesn't feel too bad. But there's no gold mines close to him at all. It's looking like this is going to be a funky spawn of Ghost Lake where there's just going to be a couple of gold mines. I mean, unless there's one in these tiny little spots. He's spotted 1, 2. That is it. Maybe there could be one around here. That's what the Ox Cart's looking for. Has found cavalry movement speed plus 5%. That's a nice relic. It's not huge, but I think now he's going for a town center. Literally this morning, I think I've realized that if it's double gold mine, Ghost Lake, just go for a town center. Or at least think about going for a town center. But maybe this version... Oh, there is a couple of gold mines back here. Maybe this town center would have been better, but oh well. Hey ho. And actually, some of these guys do get spotted, and there's pure axemen here. So they actually don't do that much damage to the villagers. Has built about 600 HP's worth of settlement, which is going to be a couple of hundred... maybe about 100 resources, maybe 50 resources. Can probably just delete that one and go build it over here. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But the axemen are in, and even turning around with the dwarves wouldn't be a bad shout. I say axemen just don't do damage to villagers, basically. They only do 5 damage, so the villagers actually do more. So you do have to watch out for that one. Whereas they do ridiculous damage to hearses like Thornstein the White and his crew. But the raiders coming in now. Nice bit of micro here. He doesn't have the healing spring, though. It's normally such a nice play for the Forsetti Loki, is taking these trades and then kind of coming back, healing up, because also the Illuminati set can heal up. But you end up winning that fight because you get favor that you can spend on trolls or, whatever. But you don't have that option. There's no healer. Einherry is going to get caught out, potentially. I think Soup's done the correct play here with mining the front gold first, because then he can just go to the back gold whenever he wants. Not a problem. Did delete that one. Is going to get Rigstula in. And Illuminati is just going pure classical fight, it looks like. Does he have the upgrade? He must do. Yeah, he does have the upgrade, so he can see what these trees see. So you see what the line of sight is. He can still see this area as well. It's such a cool tech. I just really like that tech. And the town center is being grabbed at the bottom. This one makes sense because it's got double gold mine here. This is where the gold is. This one doesn't give anything. But does Illuminati know that is the question. I mean, he knows that Soup wants a town center because he's tried to grab that top one. But often players will see this amount of units and just bail on it. I think Soup wants to pretend like he's staying 1 TC in this kind of situation. I mean, this was a nice play from Kilu just to take out the ox cart, because this does... I mean, it's basically useless in an army, but it will eventually take out this ox cart. Eventually. Other raiders in. Does spot this. Maybe this isn't the best Loki map for Eyes of the Forest, because there's nothing in the middle. You need to run past the polar bear to get this line of sight. Whereas normally you'd be running around with trees and chickens and gold mines and stuff, and you end up seeing everything, but not in the middle of Ghost Lake. There's nothing. Barren land. Absolutely nothing to get there. It's like the Illuminati priest has spotted that one. I know we're watching point of view, but I kind of do want to know if he knows he's up against the second TC. And he does, but it is a late TC. I mean, it was up 9 minutes in. That's the first villager to actually pop out. So 9-minute 30-ish. That was the first villager. So 9-minute 15 town center. Let's call it. First gold mine has finished up. Armory is coming in for grabbing those armory upgrades at some point. Also, gateway to the next stage. Who wants to go there is already going after the goats. Does he have his upgrade? Yes, he does. Wouldn't expect anything else in on this map, getting your husbandry nice and quick. But how many Illuminati units are there? This is ridiculous. He's got so many. He's got 88 units. The quality of them isn't great. You do have to remember that. They are also not the fastest. So compared to the Raiding Cavalry, 6.3 speed, they are faster than the Hersa though, because these are just plain old, whatever they're called, Heimdall Hersas, which are just, they're really, really slow. So the Spearmen can catch them out. Axemen aren't as quick. Spy on the Labourer in the back. And if the Axemen are chasing them, these guys, Grey Cloak and friends, should be able to get away. You need one Spearman in to start jabbing, and then the Axemen to kind of finish them off. What have we got around here? Got Raiders coming up on this gold mine. I mean, this is probably where he is. Where are his gold mines? There's got to be another one here. This is a gold mine. It's got to be. He's not even done that one yet. Kilu is coming around to take out this town center. Some nice placement for these longhouses. I mean, the Axemen, the Spearmen, they can't surround it as well as they would like. And I think Soup is just going to sack this position. Is going to get a nice raid off while this is going on. Should get 2 villagers. Third one didn't go down, but 2 villagers is nice for a raider. And with this nice wall placement, the villagers should be able to get away, but Illuminati's one step ahead already. It's a cheap wall, though. So that is something to bear in mind, that these walls don't cost as much as they would for anybody that's not Heimdall. And the tower's up. I think this back villager should probably go down with how much he's going to get snared up. These villagers can jump inside the watchtower. Absolutely do. Also going to get crenellations just to hit the faster units a little bit easier. And how much value did he really get out of that town center? He's 6 villagers ahead. Probably not what he wanted. Is going up to the next stage, though, so it's more like 7. If you count the kind of Bragi time there. Also, Bragi does come through quicker, 62 seconds, because of Rigsthula. So, is slightly further ahead, but he did lose out on, what, 700 resources there? Not ideal. Might be able to snipe a priest. It's going to be pretty nice. Nice snipe. And then the Berserk will run away. And it's just the pure mass of blue units. Did he get that upgrade? Yeah. So it has bronze, copper armor, copper weapons. Oh, you guys doing some team games? I could potentially do a team game after if you guys are doing it after this one. I don't know how long this will be. It's live. There's also a little bit of a cheeky spot down here that Soup does need to put a stop to. Hillfort coming up in the main base. There is 500 gold left over, but I mean, these are the only 2 gold mines, right? So what is he going to do? Both his myth units cost gold also. Gold for the battle boar. Gold for the Einherry. So can't build out too many of these up against the pure bull. It's going to be sniping obelisks. Where is Illuminati getting gold? It's got to be here. It is. But he's still in the main base. Okay. Of course he is. We can see that with the spy. But this is where the gold mine is. There we go. Illuminati checking to see with that gold mine, but there's still loads in the main base. As Soup has just finished, and he does finish slightly earlier. Oh, that bug's so annoying. This guy had 14 gold that he didn't want to drop off. You hate to see it. But now, with the berry bush, with the pine trees, with the gold mines, these guys can see everything. Just leaving one raider there would be a nice idea. Now the Huskell's in. Bit of a serpent angle with the 15 seconds left on this hill fort. Oh, it's so many blue units. I was going to say, there's nothing he can really build, being Soup, to actually combat this. There's just too much stuff. What he needs is some big power spike, which is going to be going hell. If he can drop down the Nidhogg here, get some big splash damage done before the units realize, then he can take a fight. Then he can be in a bit of a more equal position. Even just these little bits of chip damage you can get with the battle boar is nice. These guys just need to hide, and he just needs a perfect timing of when hell hits what you can do, drop your Nidhogg down, hit your everything on the screen button. Mine is Alt space. If you were wondering what I like to put that hotkey on, so you select everything and then you right click and it cancels the animation of your Nidhogg. It just means that you can get the splash damage down pretty quick. And then if you really want to go for the super damage, you can do one normal shot and then hit Q and then do your extra flashy damage. And can be nice. Is he going to go for that one? Looks like Illuminati does run away straight away. That is going to be dropped down though. And how much damage can he get done? He needs to hit Q and he is going to be able to go for it. Kilu knows that one's coming in. And how many units did manage to go down there? People were saying that the Nidhogg isn't good. It did 11 kills, 2,500 damage in like 3 seconds. All the Anubites go down. And Loki's good. Loki's good, guys. Come on. Come on. Nidhogg OP. And because it's got 120 favor sat in the bank, because every single one of his myth units has cost gold, which he hasn't had, he now has access to spend all that gold and favor on fire giants. And fire giants up against low HP units is just insane. So obelisks this side. We know that Illuminati knows this is going on, but he can't run over. The Nidhogg's still here. It takes him, he's a bit slow, so he can't really get in a position like that again. It's quite tough for him. Apparently, he's whiffing on the obelisk. Unfortunately, he's shift clicked to go over there once he cleans up the obelisk, but he just can't hit it. There we go. Houses going up. Town center going up again to secure these double gold mines. And now Soup needs to turn his attention over this side. And he got more than enough value from this Nidhogg to bring him back in military kind of edge with Illuminati. The villagers have been the same pretty much the whole time. I think Soup did lose the villagers, then he slowly caught up because of the old Rigstula there. But yeah, you don't want to send the Nidhogg on his lonesome because Illuminati is definitely going to have some priests out. He didn't go Nep these, so no big damage on the priests, no extra damage to deal with the Nidhogg, but still, they deal divine damage. The Nidhogg, he's so squishy, to be honest. He's so slow, and now Illuminati does the right things in spread formation. He didn't do that earlier, I don't think. Did try and dodge the special, but it all happens so quick. It's easy to say it after the fact. I've got pure throwing axemen, basically. Throwing axemen and the Son of Muspel fire giants. Do you see they got their nice hats on? And we'll see how much splash damage these fire giants can get. Even with the spread damage, it's pretty nice. Scarab going to come in here, but yep, the Hersa going to do more than enough. Does go for the special. The special is bugged at the moment, so he goes along the floor for whatever reason. Sometimes it goes under the ice. Doesn't go for that one. The priests are trying to go for it, but it means that the priests are ignoring the fire giants on the backside. The fire giants, oh, there we go. Now they turn for the fire giants, and the fire giants just aren't tanky enough. I think maybe that was a bit of an overstep. And Illuminati back in the game. Swings just like that. And now Soup needs to get more units out. He's got his champion, but lost both his fire giants. But in comes the Nidhogg. There is the Pharaoh over here. Should be able to deal with this Nidhogg eventually. How much damage does he do a shot? Like 50? Yeah, it's like 40, 50 damage, something along those lines. So we'll be able to eventually take out the 700 HP he's got left. But the laborers are going to take a beating. Whenever you've got the Nidhogg, just put it on some kind of control group. I put mine on number 2. But whatever you decide, you should always have 2 army hotkeys if you play with those kind of control group hotkeys. Always worth having one of them. Or 2 of them, sorry. So you can swap between the armies pretty easily. The amount of priests here is disgusting. They can heal so much damage. Back up. Nidhogg, 392 HP. At this point, he's basically useless. He's done his job. You can try and get some cheeky damage with him. Kind of hit that Q. Go for a certain special. Oh, can the Soup units get back inside the hill fort? Yes, they can. They all don't fit, though. don't all fit. So I do have to run away in this position. Just pop straight back out. But again, the Illuminati massive units is just absolutely massive. Sort of Muspel guys coming back in, but the priests will be targeted on those straight away with the shift click. Need to use their special and run away is probably the best play. Yeah, even then they're going to take some serious damage. Looks like another Scarab was manually built on this side. Siege works going up with one villager. Nidhogg will be able to deal with that one. Unless the Nidhogg is just kind of baiting. Just it being alive forces out a lot of priests, a lot of everything. Berserk raid coming in on this side. I mean, they will eventually get through, but... Oh, that's why this one's building a tower, just to put a stop to this gold. That's what Soup needs to do to win. These are the only 2 gold mines. So needs to do something. He also needs to secure his own gold mines on this bottom side. It's a tough road to travel. Does he have a market? It doesn't have a market, so I don't know what the market rates are. But I imagine both players have been selling resources like crazy. I mean, they have 29 on wood each, so I imagine that wood is being sold quite a lot. Huskarls are coming in, but you just need more than 2. And I think Soup is going to get pushed off of gold, but he's also pushed Kilu off of gold this side. There's no gold for either player. This game is going to be so close. You can't really change these to Berserks either, just because they just don't have the gold to do it. I think it costs 10, if I'm right. Where's the button? I can't hover it. I think it costs 10 gold a piece. But even then, you can only convert 6 over. And they're probably going to get taken down by the slingers, the Sekhmet slingers at that. So not ideal. Oh, Nidhogg, 100 HP, is going to be able to go down. And the Son of Muspel, Fire Giants, unfortunately has more than enough favor to get more. Just no gold in the bank. But they do beat the slingers. Oh, not this many though. I think it's just been the same just the whole game, basically. Just Kilu's just had more army. There is a Flaming Weapons. It's the first one that's actually been dropped. So it feels like this is the kind of last-ditch effort. Could definitely swap some of those into Berserks. Some of those villagers did manage to do that one. Gets a big Frost Giant spawn. Basically anything with a lot of HP, 900 HP. That's definitely it. Laborers are going to come down here to go for the gold mine, and Soup does win. What a crazy game. This kind of spawn on Ghost Lake always leads to these crazy games. Literally just 2 gold mines each. And yeah, showing that Loki's pretty good. And the Nidhogg's pretty good. You got to admit, the Nidhogg's pretty good.